Last night, I played 11 rapid chess games. Today, I'm going to be walking you through them, saying what I did poorly, what I could have done better, and just kind of going over them. It has been a full night, and I did play 11 games, so I don't remember them all super well. My apologies. I will do my best to explain my thinking during it and everything like that. But there is a lot to get through, so I'll try and kind of speed it up a little bit from last episode, but let's get into it. So, my first game, I was facing, I believe, Romanian. Yes, my Romanian opponent, Joe Blackstorm 8. And, as you know, or if you watched the last episode, as you would know, I play the hippo. So, here we go. Basic hippo opening. He's trying to go for a scholar's mate here, but it just doesn't work because I have this. I don't know if he was trying to get the knight involved to somehow have some attack on here, checkmate, but this kind of stops everything dead in its tracks. Here I'm just trying to play the basic hippo setup, not give him any room to do anything. Here, his idea is he's wanting to get inside and try and create an attack here, which first of all doesn't work because I'll just push whatever he doesn't. But, yeah, just straight up hangs the knight. So that was pretty free early on and basically won me the game already, but, you know, anything could happen. I'm still only 1,400. So here, I think his thought process was takes, and he has mate threats. First of all, doesn't even work because after takes, I have this, which perfectly defends checkmate, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing. But also, he didn't see, I can just take with the knight, and I am perfectly sound. I'm up 5 points of material, 2 knights versus a pawn, and I'm completely winning. So, I think here he's just kind of giving up, pushes a random pawn. I go for this kind of fork. It's not really a fork, because that's, this is defended. But, if he has to move this out of the way, and I can trade off material. Trading off material is good for me because I'm up 5 points of material. And the more I can get off the board, the more of an advantage I have. And the less opportunities he has to come back and catch up to me or create mate threats or anything like that. So, here, I don't know why I didn't just trade off there. I don't know, but this works. I was put more pressure on the queen, kicking him out. Then I traded, okay. Gives me that free pawn. Here he's just completely just has nothing, basically. Take another free pawn. He kind of lines me up here for a, is that a skewer, I think? But I'm pretty sure I just danger leveled him. Yeah, so I put pressure on the queen. If he moves out of the way, then I can just retreat this to a safe space. So, and that's exactly what I did. I don't really know what he's doing, trying to break stuff open. I think he's just shuffling pieces around because he's dead lost. At this point, I'm trying to create something over here. That's not what I wanted to do, but something to that effect, putting pressure on this pawn in front of the king. Yep, and once I get there, he kind of realizes if he moves here to defend that, that is check, and I win the queen somehow. If he does something else or pushes, I just take the queen, and let's say he doesn't defend, and he go, well, I guess, yeah, because that would have done that too. So he basically got his queen basically trapped. Yeah, because I was going to say, even if that was not even there, then he'd be forced into this, and I could do that and start taking stuff, but anyways, he basically got his queen trapped and resigned, and I won the game and got up to 14-12 ELO. So that was good. All right, let's go to the second game. Okay, right after that game, I guess he was mad, and he immediately tried to rematch me. He must have thought he was a better player. So he sent an immediate rematch, and I was like, okay, I'll rematch this guy. Because this time I had the white pieces. So I play my famous, Roy Lopez. It's not my famous, but it's my main opening. He plays the bishop to c5. I just castled, try to play principled. Here, normally I get this move and I scoot over, and then if he goes here, I just scoot back. But I'm not used to seeing that. But I play just the basic Roy Lopez position. Here, he does that, which gives me a huge advantage because he now has to move this piece here. Oh, okay. He now has to move the piece there. No, I guess he actually didn't. Because I guess after takes, he could have gone... No, because then it works either way. But, yeah, falls for the most basic trick in the book. No, it doesn't work either way. So this is unrelated. But if he went here, here... Now he actually can force me out. So, it actually would have been better. But, regardless, he did not do that and falls for the most basic trick in the book. I just scoot back, and all of a sudden, he cannot move this out of the way at all because I will be able to reach the king. So, that is forced right there. And I just play a basic developing move, get my pieces out, nothing crazy. Scoot my rook over like I was going to do. This is not really scary because at the end of the day I can just block off, which could create problems in-game with back ranking because I'd have to use that as an escape, but I'm up 2 points of material and 4.3 eval. Like this, the end-game is not going to be a problem here. But, yeah, so I just develop my bishop, put it kind of seeing through, kind of point it through to the queen a little bit. He scoots out of the way. At which point, I capture this, because he can't take back with the rook, because it's defended. Now he goes here, trying to fork these two, but it doesn't work, because that defends it. But I didn't want him to have this idea. So let's say he takes, and then does this, and now it works because this defender is no longer there. So instead, I just eliminated the opportunity and defend this square one more time. So that all worked out. I don't know what that did, to be quite frank with you. I guess he was trying to connect these pieces, so if he could sack here, then he could scoot everything over like that, but it's just, I don't know. It's not any sort of threat at all. So here I'm pushing, he just pushes past. What should I have done there? It says I should have played h3. Oh, okay, so it says I should just kick this piece out. Got another threat off, close that. So yeah, that's fair, but I just checked his king, did that. Now there's 2 checks at once from here and here, obviously. He scoots out of the way, and at this point, I'm starting to see ideas of mates along this side, and I don't know, just getting pieces involved. So I was like, all right, well, I can trap him along here. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll scoot this over, and then that will be checkmate, but he can obviously prevent that, which he does. So then that hangs that pawn, which threatens the rook. So now he threatens that because now my queen is on this square, so this can take the queen. But what he didn't see is that by doing that move, he puts my knight in a position where I'm able to give away my queen and checkmate him. I was really, really proud of that sequence. That was one of my better sequences, I think. So I was able to scoot over to defend that. Now, he takes that, eliminates the defender, but puts me in a position to checkmate after winning the queen. Let's just watch that play out. Checkmate. Let's see what the eval bar says, because I'm curious about this. So what should I have done? Objectively, yeah, objectively knight takes would have been the best. But it says that this would have been best for it. No, because that, wait, what is it saying for it to do? Knight takes F, oh, it's saying to take the pawn. And then me to play rook. Now I'm lost. I don't understand the engine sometimes. Hello, this is Harold from the future.
The only reason that rook move was just so the king wouldn't take it. I feel like that was pretty obvious. I don't know why I didn't see that when I was recording, but that is why that was the correct move.
Anyways, I won that game, and what I like to think was a pretty good sequence. Alright, so game 3. So my opponent was Gen X Main Gang. That was probably a horrible pronunciation, but he is Indian. So, playing the hippo yet again. And so this time, instead of playing this early to block off access to this square, I put my bishop out, which allows him to come here and threaten mate in 1. So obviously I have to play this now if I'm going to keep up with the hippo. But he's doing a similar idea to my other opponent, my first opponent, with that knight out. So here, instead of playing what I should have played here, I now give him direct access to give me another mate in 1 threat, which makes me castle. And for those of you who know about the hippo, you're not really supposed to castle. It's fine, it's just this no longer has another defender, so if he wants to create a battery along here, usually it'd be the bishop first, but if there's somehow a battery along here, it has 1 less defender. It's preventable. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Hippo still works, but that's not what you're supposed to play, so he was kind of throwing me off with that early. But anyways, I didn't get checkmated. I'm a little bit smarter than that, I like to think. But now he has another mate in 1 threat, so I gotta be careful again. Just pushed it, but weak position here. Because even if I'm able to take this and win 3 points of material, he now has direct access into here. Which I know is defended, but I'm saying, like, it's a rough spot to be in, no matter what. You never want to have that your king's kind of trapped in this space with a direct path in. That's no good. So anyways, he retreats. And at this point, I'm just like, all right, I'll go for the basic hippo setup. At this point, I see that idea he's going for. He didn't even have to have this on the same file because these are both being attacked now, which is the reason you got to be careful castling in the hippo. But anyways, I was able to defend, but it's a dodgy situation because think about this. If he checks me right here, I can't take that because that's check. So you always got to be really careful. He did not see that. I mean, I don't know if it would have led to anything anyways. Yeah, the engine says no. It's just a fancy move. Not fancy, but it's one of those moves I usually play if I'm trying to rub it into my opponent. I'm like, haha, you can't take me. Or, haha, you can't take me. It doesn't really do anything, but I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not higher rated. But, yeah. I don't know what that move does. Kind of odd. Maybe he's trying to get the rook involved. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to go here. But it just lets me close the position, so I don't know. And I moved here to give another defender here. I didn't really need to because I could have done that. But yeah, so then I'm able to just close the position. And now I've kind of, is reconcile the right word, but I've kind of regrouped. I'm okay now. I mean, he has ideas, but this is pretty sound. There's nothing crazy here. So he does do that. I just scoot out of the way. And at this point, I'm just trying to develop. I don't know why. Maybe my idea was a fork, but that seems like I could have just done that and developed more. I don't know. But I've kind of abandoned the hippo setup at this point, obviously. So here I go with that. And so here, I don't know what the idea was there. I really, really don't. Not even a clue. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. But anyways, I was able to just kick him out. What did the engine say I was supposed to do there? Engine says bishop takes g5. Yeah, so there I just win the exchange. Probably should have seen that. Or was that discovered the thing. Oh, that was a smarter move than I meant for it to be, but I didn't even see it. Maybe I did, and I just kicked him out first. Okay, I did, I just kicked him out first. I was smarter last night than I am today. I don't know. So, yeah, now I'm up 3 points of material, and he lets me force a queen trade. Which I didn't do for some reason. Oh, because I was going for the threats. Okay, gotcha. So now I'm seeing this is a pretty simple checkmate setup, which he stops with that, but did I do a fancy move here? Yes, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. So, what that does is he cannot take here because I win his queen, and he can't take back because it's check. He also just can't take in the first place because it's check. So, I'm basically just delivering check. I'm delivering a fork, but with nothing that's able to take because of that. So that was pretty nice. I took that piece, and at that point, I'm just trying to take pieces off the board, which I was able to do pretty easily given his lackluster play. Takes a piece off the back rank. I scooted back. I thought he was going to go here, and I would just be able to simplify because I'm up 10 points. Instead, he does it with his rook and resigned. So that was my third win in a row. I was feeling pretty good. And keep in mind, I hadn't lost a rapid game since I won those 6 from last video. So I was feeling pretty solid. I was like, okay, 9 wins in a row. I'm unstoppable. How high is this ELO going to go? I'm 1436 rating. What is going on? And I was messaging one of my friends a video of this game. And I was like, what is happening? How am I so good? Well, sometimes you need a reality check. Is that a spoiler, or did I win this game? We'll see. Started off with e4. I was with the white pieces playing against South Korean Yejun 083. I just spoiled the result. Editing, blur that out, please. So, Roy Lopez chases the bishop out, playing like I always do. This move annoys me. It's what you're supposed to play, but it makes it really difficult because it stops all pins. It's just really strong. I don't know what it actually does, but it feels very tricky and difficult to play against. And it's what you're supposed to play, and that's probably the reason. So here I'm just going for this setup. I'm like, this bishop's doing a lot, but I don't really have a better space for it unless I just give up this control of this. So if he really wants to trade away here, it's probably objectively a bad trade, but I will not say no to opening the A file for my rook. So instead I just push there, let him, because I don't know where I was going with that. So I pushed there. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to close in this position because I didn't want to open it and trade here and then give him the whole D file, which I guess I could have done and then had the D file for myself. But then if he takes this, then I have a gaping hole on my king side. So I was like, I'll just close the position. Take away all those thoughts. Which at this point, now I want to trade this because this is a closed position. Knights are worth way more than bishops. So I don't want to trade. But he just castles. I don't know what this did. I guess because I was just cautious of, like, there's no pin anymore, I guess, obviously. So, yeah, I'm wondering. Sorry, I'm thinking in my head instead of out loud. I'm wondering if this bishop is stronger in a closed or open position. Because I feel like in a closed position, it's very strong here instead of like playing it out here, for example. Because it's kind of defensive. It's almost like a pawn, but just better. I mean, it can see a lot of things, and it defends this very well. So I don't know if I actually helped him by closing it because now this gets stronger, or did that make it weaker? Anyways, that's one of the most unimportant things I could be thinking about, but it was just something that crossed my mind. So anyways, yeah, so he just pushed that pawn. I was really wanting him to trade here, or I think he kind of saw another idea I had, was pushing here and trading, but then being able to get that or something, and wouldn't really have worked, but anyways, doesn't work, especially now because he protects that. But anyways, here I was like, you know what? And I even knew whenever I made this move, because I thought here for quite a while. Yeah, I thought here for, I don't want to do math, like 40 seconds, I don't know. I thought here for a while. I was like, thinking about my options because I was thinking trading here gives away a lot of central control and lets him get his knight into a better spot. I was like doing here. I don't know what I want to do with this. Do I want to get this up? That was a big one I was thinking about, and then that didn't quite work. So finally I just made a move. And as soon as I made it, I was like, that was not a good move. I mean, evaluation, I lost a point, and it doesn't immediately blunder anything egregious. But it was just like all my ideas, basically the whole game, were kind of not tossed out, but were not. That move was not in the interest of those ideas I'd been thinking about all game. When I moved here, all of a sudden, what was it I was thinking of? He could go here and do that. He could break open the center on his terms and go here, or go here and make me trade because this is in the way of the queen defense. I was like, that was not at all what I had in mind whenever I was playing this position and thinking about this position. So, instead, he just did that and let me regroup. And instead of doing that and having open center, he just shifted his rook over, which was fine by me, because now I could do that and that. And then here, I don't know if I played this, but I see the move now. That is a double threat because that is not defended by that, and then that. Basically, he has to move this out of the way. Does that defend? Wait, okay. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay, maybe not. Oh, the engine says that was... Okay. Let's see. The C4. Rook C5. Oh, so if he does that, then you have another fork. Gotcha. I saw that in the game too. Okay, well, I must be off my game today. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I did see that in the game and saw this threat. Because if he'd move out of the way, obviously that's what I was thinking of. But then I was like, oh, if he moves here, which he did, now I have a fork of these two pieces. But he was like, you know what? I'm leaving here with something. And I was like, well, I could get 5 versus 3, which leaves me with 2 points better. Or I could just get 3 without being able to be recaptured. Still have this threat, have a really good position. So I was like, I'll do that. Trade there. And now he goes here. I guess he's making it to where I can't move this. Maybe he thought I would do something egregious and hang something. I was like, you know what? This pan has had enough fun. I was going to kick him out. I knew he could capture there, but that was defending that as well. So it was not a big deal. I didn't have to break open my king side or anything. But here he starts pushing this pawn. And so at this point, I just kind of got that out of danger, I guess. He was putting threats here, because obviously he didn't really defend that, but now once I move this out of the way, he has to either deliver another threat or finally move this out of danger. So I did that, kind of trying to put pressure on the king side. Not really doing anything because I don't have any other pieces that can get over there. But just hung a pawn. And at this point, I was just trying to kind of move my pieces more toward that king side. Here, I was wanting an idea of threatening there, but again, this right here was just so powerful. And I like ideas like if the king had been here, not having him be able to take that or push, but obviously he's in a square where that doesn't work. And so here, he's just going here, trying to threaten a bunch of stuff. Like, let's say I move out of the way, he can take that. And yeah, I just try to play defensively sound. And at this point, he gets a pretty good attack going. I'm having to kind of struggle around thinking of how to defend this. I don't know why I took with... Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I took here instead so that he couldn't take that. So then he pushed. At this point, I was trying to do this because I knew he doesn't really have anything there. So he tries to do that, I guess, trying to get more pawns down. I don't know what he was really going for there, but I trade. Here, I didn't take that free pawn because I was very, very scared of, like, this, and I don't know if he would break it up, but I was not wanting to mess around with that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to play this super defensively sound. At that point, he goes to sack a piece and try and break the position open so that he can deliver a check or something and do all that. Instead, he hangs. I'm not going to... This move, which would have made him move there, checkmate, or here, takes, scoot, checkmate. And he knew that, so he resigned, and the game was over. I was up to 447 ELO by this point, and I was like, when is this going to end? Like, I've won 10 games in a row. I've won 10 games in a row. I'm almost 1450. I still feel like a 1200. Like, do I belong here? Is this a streak of luck? What's going on? What is going on in this streak of chess games? So then I played, is this Poland or Indonesia? I believe Indonesia. Yes. My Indonesian opponent, Pork Dio, 1-2-3. And here's how the game went. I was black. And here, I did not play the hippo because I love to play against the London. When people play this, there's nothing that excites me more. Because I play here, here, not in this exact order, but just, oh man, this is just the most lovely setup ever. Oh, it's just beautiful. Oh man, there's nothing I love more than that position. Oh, it's just perfect. I was like, yes, d4, I will play d5. And it is the Queen's Gambit, which I'm not a fan of. So here, I have a friend I used to play against a lot. His name is Sebastian. I think he watches these videos. So, hello, Sebastian. You probably didn't watch this far in the video, but in case you did, shout out to you. He loves the Queen's Gambit. So he would play this, and I had to face him, or I thought I would have to face him in a tournament once. So I stayed up, this was about a year and a half or 2 years ago. And I thought, well, I really need to learn something that'll throw him off with this. So I learned the line of playing here and playing here. And I went on a call with my friend Fayaz. He's probably watching too. Hello, Fayaz. And we talked in depth about a lot of the lines of the Queen's Gambit. And that was, or in that variation that I kind of just was trying to look at. And we ended up making almost every move that he could do. We ended up making it make sense for what I would play. And maybe it was slightly tactically wrong, but I thought I could beat Sebastian in those positions. So I studied that in great depth one night a while ago. And for some reason, instead of just trying to play principled, I decided I would go for that. Also, in that tournament, I ended up not playing Sebastian at all because we went to the same school. And the tournament director was like, no, y'all don't play each other. And I went undefeated in that tournament. I won every single game and got first place. But anyways, yes, so I do believe we had established if takes here, I would play this or this. And I think I was scared of this. But I think we ended up making it work whenever we looked at it. So I don't remember. I would have to go through those lines again. For some reason last night I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I know what to play here. That is technically not awful, but now I've given up 2 pawns, and I'm not in a position where I have an advantage, and I'm also against an opponent that is better than me. He's 1439, which I know I'm at that rating, but to me, internally, I don't feel like I should be at that rating. I feel like I've had a really good streak of luck. I don't feel like I truly belong at the 1400 level yet. I've played, what, 3 people that are 1400 less? So, I don't know. So here, I sacrifice yet another pawn, thinking that I'm going to go here. And he won't be able to castle, and I'll get here, develop. Now he just has this one straggle pawn that I can take. Oh, this one straggling pawn that I can take, and it's like, I can be fine here. I can kind of win this material back. I'll be down a couple, but I have a lot of initiative. And he just pushes. And he takes a ton of space, and my territory is taken up. It's all defended. And at this point, I kind of realized I've made a big mistake. So I just try and develop my pieces, but he has so much space. And so here I'm like, okay, if I can get this, then I can either do that or just let it hang and play something. Just try and get back into this game. And at this point, he's threatening these forks, and I'm having to, I think I went there. Yeah, I'm having to defend these forks. But he's able to kick me out. And at that point, I'm just like, all right, I'll lose that, but I'll defend from this. And I was just in a world of hurt here from giving him so much space. And so he pushed to e5, and yeah, at that point, I think I was just defending this because I thought there was going to be an attack coming or something. I was in a world of hurt here, and honestly, looking back on it, that might have worked best, just kicking him out or making him go there. But I did not do that, and instead, he just kept adding attackers to that, getting rid of my defenders. And at this point, I was like, all right, well, danger levels, if he takes here, I mean, I really have nothing. Oh, I really have nothing going on for me. So that's what I did. I kind of got back into it. And at this point, I was like, all right, you know what? Like, he's up by two pawns. But I've got some stuff going for me. The position's not super lost. But unfortunately, I just gave up too much space. And here, he kind of caught me by surprise there. It was defended, but I wasn't really expecting that move. Just kept trying to break this open to just manage to knock off some of these pawns. And he just kept attacking and attacking. And finally got through, and there was no way to defend that. And I got checkmated. And my 10-game winning streak came to an end. I was down to 1434 ELO. I'm like, all right. It was a good run. Now I'm back to losing. I was probably going to drop back to like 1300. Maybe I could stay there. I was like, all right, well, it was a good run. But I'm going to keep playing. I've had a good day. I mean, that was just... I was tactically trying to hang in there, but I just blundered real bad in the opening. Let's keep going. Let's keep trucking. So this game was against another Indian man, Dr. Chess 86. That's a pretty bold name, Dr. Chess. That's pretty cool in my opinion. But played, if you could have guessed, the Roy Lopez. And here, this honestly, I don't mind. I kind of like playing against this. And I don't normally play this, but I was kind of thinking he would do something dumb of this and have to cover for him, so I don't know. Just foolish, because he could just do that and defend the piece, because that move would have been fine if this was here, threatening mate, and he has to defend the checkmate. But even then, I should have been smarter than that and gone for an actual attack. But anyways. So now I was doing this, but that's not a threat anymore, so I just have to retreat and go for these, like, 300 ELO tactics that somebody saw in a Netflix show, you know, like... But, yeah. Defend. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I can try and kick this out. He obviously can't defend here. Well, he could defend with 2 other things, but... Regardless, yeah. So here, this says Bishop G4 was winning. Why is that winning? Oh, he can trap the queen. Oh, I did not see that. And apparently Dr. Chess did not see that either. So, Dr. Chess did not see trapping the queen. Neither did Dr. Harold. But yeah, he just castled. Everything was fine. Pin that. So now, even if he does go for that, takes. Instead, he tried to sacrifice a bishop because maybe he thought this position is open and I'll somehow just walk myself right into getting him mated or something. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's trying to open up the king side, but why? Who knows? I guess he thought that did something, but instead, he just gave it up because that's 3 points, minus a queen, minus a queen. So I win 3 points. And if he does that, I get a pawn as well. Instead, he quickly realizes that was bad, and now I'm down material, so I don't want to trade. I can put you in check. Maybe you'll move out of the way, and I still have to start on your queen. Which is foolish, because I can just block. And then at this point, he realized, I'm down 5, and resigned, which I would not recommend doing, because as you can see from some of my games, I've been down way more than 5 and come back and win. So, you never know, but Dr. Chess resigned, and my win streak, even though it's not a streak anymore, kept going. I was like, well. Now I'm against a British fellow. Yep. Matt Hart, 2788. I have a funny story. I don't know why this name reminded me of this. So I work on a grill, and so we had a call-in order from a man, and he had ordered extra pepper and light pepper on the same ticket. And so everyone was like, how would they do that? How would they do that? And so they got the man. I was not at work while this happened, but they were telling me about it and showed me pictures. They called the manager over, and the manager came over, and he was like, well, did you all notice anything funny about this ticket? And they're like, yeah, the pepper. And he said, anything else? And they look, and at the bottom of the ticket where it says the person's name, where they typed it in, his name was Harry Dick. And everyone was laughing pretty hard, and the manager was just so disappointed. He was like, y'all were really stressed about this order from a man named Harry Dick, thinking it was real. I thought that was pretty funny. A good highlight of the work day. I wasn't there for it, but pretty funny. I don't know why Matt Hart reminded me of that, but anyways. Here, he played d4, and again, I love to play against the London, and here, he's giving it to me. So I'm like, all right, this is my time to shine right here. Boom. One of my favorite openings. Able to defend that with that queen. This is just a perfect situation. I just love it. And here, usually I would trade double the pawns, but I guess I hadn't played it in a while. Oh no. So I didn't go there. I don't know. Yeah, he gave me a free pawn. Normally when people do that, they'll try and go here because they have like this or something. Or no. I don't know what the exact position is, but usually that is not hanging. And they'll go here and kind of force me out, and it's tough. But here I was hoping he would do that so I could just get the free knight. He did not. And instead, I checked him so I could come here. And I was like, oh, and if he goes there, then I can just take. Instead, he defended and attacked and defended. So I scooted out of the way. And now he traded on good terms. So I have this big old hole in my center, which is never good. So now I'm just putting more pressure on this. Boom, boom. He scoots that over. At this point, I'm creating a big weakness on the side I was playing a castle on, which is not smart. But I was also hoping maybe I should have done that first and then tried to trap him. But I think I was planning to kick him and take here. For some reason, I did not see that move, but that ended up being fine. And if there, it's an even trade. Whew. So it was take. At this point, I'm trying to remember what my thought process was. I think I was just doing a lot of calculations because it was late when I was playing this, and I was probably, whew, like a lot of thinking and which pieces go where. Let's see what I ended up playing. Yeah, so I ended up just taking there and letting him get that. But instead he did not do that. He went for that trade, which now gives him this. That's not what the computer says. The computer says that, which gives me this huge, which gives him that huge open file, and that's what he did. So now I'm in trouble. Now he has all these pieces coming at me. I'm up for material, but all my pieces are not developed. He's pretty defensively sound, but yeah, there he is, mate in 13 apparently. Obviously he doesn't find it because we're not engines. And yeah, he delivers check and walks me into that. I just didn't have enough protection. I was winning exchanges. I was doing okay. And there was that big complicated mess which required a lot of thinking. And just the brain capacity wasn't there, I guess. I mean, I guess I could have pushed here, but that's scary. Push there. That probably would have been my best bet, was to push there. It says just a castle. Just a long castle. Just ignore everything in the center, just long castle. Because I guess that gets out of the way even if this does take. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I ended up losing. But I wasn't mad about that loss. I was like, you know what? I can hang in there tactically. I mean, I lost, but you're supposed to lose about half your games at your correct ELO. So I was like, you know what? I can hang in at 1400 level. I really can. Alright, so I started off this game with the Roy Lopez. I didn't even need to look at it. I just knew. If I'm white, I'm playing the Roy Lopez unless they play like Sicilian or something. So, I basic line, like always. And here, this is weird. I never see this. But obviously I never want to take because that gives up your pawn structure and lets them get a very central knight. So instead I just did that because here, even if takes... Oh, sorry. Even if takes, I'm still defending this. So, he went there. And here, what was I supposed... Oh, yeah. So here I was supposed to just pin that. And then kind of play that same tactic as the other game. And then there, I now have that hole in my position that I always talk about that I don't like on my king side. Because I've already castled here, I've already committed to that. And now I've given up this, but I figured if I'm here, takes, I know not only that, I have to waste tempo going like somewhere just so I can recapture or do something. I just wasn't a fan, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep my defense on this pawn. I'm going to do that because, I mean, his biggest threat is like moving the queen into here, but like this is, I don't know. It was just something I had to weigh, and I was willing to do it. So here I did indeed play this, and he castled out of the way, which, to be fair to him, it gets rid of the pin, but to not be fair to him, he loses the knight. So I don't know what he really could have done, because even blocking does this because he no longer has a bishop, and if he blocked here, I could have done this, and this is still a pin, unless he wants to lose his queen. So, just a bad position, loses the knight. So yeah, now I'm just trying to play defensively. I don't know if he thought he was trapping me there or something, but, I mean, I am fine with that exchange any day, because I'm up material, so... Here, I'm just, again, I'm trying to take control of the center, and I'm really just trying to get pieces off the board because I'm up. That would have been a bad piece to get off the board, in my opinion, though, unless I'd taken with this. Even then. Maybe there, but the problem is, if this is off the board, he now has direct access here with this, which is scary. That's admittedly very scary because I can even go here, block off this, and that'd be mate if that was a queen. So it's a little bit of a tricky position there that I probably should not have done. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Oh, well, never mind. I forgot I could just block with the pawn. But, yeah, anyways, I guess it's not that scary, but, I guess that's also why I went for it. Here I just hung a pawn. Don't really know why, to be honest. But now I'm just kind of trying to defend this. I don't really have to be careful with these on the same rank, because, like, what is he going to do? Like, somehow make this disappear and pin me? Like, it's a non-threat unless he's wasting several moves to get there. So, yeah, he goes for that, trying to threaten this. Like, let's say I went here, not there. Let's say I went here or something, then he can win this, but obviously I wouldn't do that. Keep attacking. Here, I was very tempted to play en passant. I really was, because can't turn down en passant sometimes. But I ended up turning down en passant. Sorry, but if I'd done this, the rook would have come in, and that is way too much pressure on this, especially if he can get this over here. That is way too much on that. I mean, that's not something I want to do. So instead, I went there. This is one of those moves that it's like, it does something. I mean, it threatens a checkmate, but, you know, like, a lot of it is just so I can frustrate him. And I guess if he goes there, I can borderline trap this. Not really, but, like, put threats on it. And keep pushing this, and if he plays something like this is my main idea here, was to win that. But obviously he went there, and what did I go for? I just dropped back, hung the pawn. What was I doing here? No, it doesn't work. I don't know what I was doing, but anyways. Here I was able to, that wasn't my idea, but it did end up working, was to get the bishop over. So now this is blocked, and these are blocked. And sure enough, what are his only squares he can move to? Right there. All of them can be taken. So, he ended up just getting a pawn out of it, and here, that was his fatal mistake to win that pawn, because boop, can't move out of the way, can't do anything, because it will be check. So, I took right there, and he abandoned the game. He took about 30 seconds and just left. And I won, because he knew he was 11 points down, he had 0 chance of winning, and that was it. So at this point, I was 1446. One more game would put me over 1550. No. Sorry. 1450 ELO. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's next video. Just kidding. But we're playing NLE Choppa. NC Zappo 98. 1479. So this is probably my strongest opponent ever. And I was the white pieces. Let's see how it went. E4. Here I was like, what is going on here? What is this weirdness? And here I was especially like, okay, you're trolling. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to try and out-weird him, you know? Like, I'm not going to play to his level. I'm going to take the whole center and make him fight an uphill battle for the rest of this game. Which he did a fairly decent job of getting back in this. He's threatening for the center, but here I was like, you know what? You're putting pressure on this piece. I'm just going to take it out of the equation, push it here, and now look, I've got all the threats. I'm the one making the calls here. So instead he goes there. This, and I saw it 5 seconds after I made the move. I took 3 seconds to make this move, and it was like, oh, this would have been perfect, because he has to move this out of the way because it's under attack. He has to move it here, here, or here. Those are his only moves if he doesn't want to lose it. No. Yes. Yes. Because I'm getting ahead of myself. He has to move it, and once he does, I can take that. Unless, and this is what I was thinking of, I just can't speak as fast as I think sometimes, he moves it here. But keep in mind, this piece would still be here, and I could push this. Now all of a sudden, this is under attack. He can do literally nothing. He can't move this out of the way at all, because this is attacking this. So I just win this piece right here. I win this. I saw that about 3 to 5 seconds after I made the move. I was like, oh, that would have been so good. But instead, I just blocked it off like that. He played there, and I was like, you know what? 1, 1, 1, 1. I think I went for that. Yep. And I went here. I don't know what I was. Oh, I was probably going for the mate threat here, but I mean, if he just moved out of the way, that's still defended. So I don't know. Anyways, here you went for that, and I just castled and got out of the way. The engine said Queen H5 was really good. Oh yeah, but wait for this. This is where my time playing Puzzle Rush paid off. I'm a big fan of playing Puzzle Rush. I really like it. It's one of my favorite things to do in chess. And this is one of my favorite tactics that I will spot basically every time in Puzzle Rush. Right there. You deliver that check. If he gets out of the way, it's not mate, but it's a terrible position because now he's going here. And then that's discovered check winning the queen. He can't do that. So he really has one and one only way to block this, and it's that. Here, if I take right here, and he does not recapture, he can either go here and get double checked, or he can just move something completely unrelated or something. And in that case, I'll take this and get check on him. Or maybe even worse. Maybe I could play back here, put him in check, make a move, and then do the same thing. I mean, really, like, there's so many options if he doesn't do that. So he kind of is forced to take back, and I win the rook. And at this point, my queen is in the middle of all of his pieces. He's hanging stuff left, right, and center. I just scoot over there, defend this, take a pawn. At this point, I'm just, like, he's threatening this. I'm just going to defend it, and I'm going to just play sound, and I'm going to win this game. Take everything. At this point, I was a bit annoyed, because this would have been mate if this couldn't capture here. So I was like, please move that. But, and that's exactly what I did, but now that doesn't work, obviously. And so, yeah. Oh, here, bishop b5 is winning for him. Oh, because he can skewer that. Oh, he can, he can trap my queen. I didn't even see that. Yeah. Oh, and that's exactly what he played. But I was like, you know what? I'm getting a rook out of this. But he also got a rook out of this. And there, I was really dejected here. I was like, like, this was mine to win. You know, like, I was outplaying this guy everywhere. Hung a elementary tactic. After I'd found some great tactics myself, I was like, this is so frustrating. Really, like, I'm going to throw away another game after I've worked so hard to get here. I'm almost 1450. Super down. And I was like, we're even on material, but he has a queen, and we're not grandmasters. A queen is going to win. But a queen doesn't win if it can be forked. And he moved for no reason directly into a fork, just being greedy going after this pawn. And ended up going on. After I traded those off, I just have a severe pass pawn advantage over here. I was able to just go on and pretty soundly win this game. And at this point, I probably could have done this faster, but I was just trying to be super safe, didn't want to stalemate, didn't want to do anything. And I beat him, and I passed 1450. I hit 1458. And that was my rating. And I was super happy with that. I mean, at this point, I was kind of feeling like I can hang in there with these guys. This is not just some streak of weak opponents or some streak of me playing better than my normal level. Like, this is 2 nights in a row of me playing and dominating, really, against people who I thought were my level and hanging in there against people who are better than what I assumed I was. And I was kind of proven, like, 1450 might be my actual chess rating, not just like a fluke that I'm going to fall back down from. So at this point, I was watching a movie this whole time. So at this point, I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep playing until this movie's over. Anyways, so here, back to the hippo. What do you know? It's been a while since I played a hippo game. Push there. This is one of my favorite things, because you know he's been setting this up and he's excited to trade here and he's gonna oh sorry, and he knows that he's gonna win this exchange and it's gonna be good and he's gonna get the center, and then I just do that and he just is frustrated. I don't know, it's one of my favorite things about the hippo is just pushing and just closing that off and being frustrating. But he is able to get this move, which is good. Maybe I could have played here, but instead I was just focused on getting that hippo set up. I was like, you know what, I can trade because now this is active, it sees into everything. Not that move obviously, but I'm just saying it's seeing these pieces. But regardless, I had ideas maybe of getting this out, and probably not, but I was just like, you know what, I'll just move this over anyway because it's not doing anything here. The light square bishop's off the board. So at this point I push this, hoping to get here, and I don't know what I was hoping to do, but I did it. And at this point I was just going for threats here, get out of the way, and traded that off. So I'm up just one in material, but getting pieces off the board. I mean, just not a whole lot to talk about here. Just kind of cleaning up two, trying to play defensively sound. Here, I did see this, I think, but I didn't know what else I could do, I think. Because I could see this. Let's say I don't know. Because I'm hanging this. I think I should have gone for that. So, go here and then trade, and just lose a pawn. But instead I went there and, yeah. So if he takes here, then obviously what I was referring to there is that is a fork. And maybe, I don't think I did realize that actually, but here I realized it. And I also realized if I don't know. I feel like I was seeing stuff here, but maybe that was later on. But here, I think his idea here was he was trying to push me away from here so he could take. But what he didn't see is that I was not ever forced to take this. So I can just boom. And now he's trying to bully me into this. And so I guess I could have been winning there. But what I was thinking is he went here. If I go here, this says rook f1. I wasn't thinking of rook f1. I was thinking this. And if I take here, he takes here and he wins. And I was thinking if I don't do that and I go here to defend, he has that. I can no longer protect this. I have to take here, and he wins this. That was my thought process. I guess that does work. This says this is even more forcing because now I go here, boom, and it's the same thought process. Except now he can take with 2 instead of 1. But anyways, I did see that. And I had to draw. Because I also saw if I had gone here, he could have done this and won that. So I was like, you know what? I'm up 2. But either way I try and break out of this draw, I'm going to throw this game away. So I was fine drawing. I gained one ELO because he was a higher rated opponent than me, and I hit 1459. At this point, my movie was almost over, but I was like, I'm going to play one more game, see how it goes, either end on a high note, end on a low note. We will see what happens. So this is my last game of the night against another Indian. Vivek Sith. I always struggle knowing when the first name and the middle name and the last name starts. It looks like Vivek Sitha Raman or Sith Araman. Or Vivek Sithara, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that's why uppercase letters are helpful sometimes. But maybe he's thinking about that about me. Maybe he's saying her old hero LD. He rolled. H. Geraldo. He could be making a video right now talking about the exact same thing. You never know. Vivek, if you are seeing this video and you're making your own video somehow, let me know. I'll watch it and I'll leave a like and a comment for you. So yeah, here we hit the Queen's Gambit again. But luckily, I don't know if I learned my lesson. I think I did, but he didn't play into it anyways. At this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play principled in that line. And that is exactly what I did, or what I tried to do. And just tried to trade on my own terms. And there was a big mistake, because I just hung that. And I just hung that. And there is nothing else to it. That was just a big blunder. And something that someone at 1452 should not be doing, to be honest. Also, I just realized, how is this man 1586 during this game? Or after this game? Anyways, this guy was way above my pay grade here. But, yeah. Anyways, it was not, he didn't outskill me here. I mean, maybe he would have, you know. I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying I'm the better player. I'm not saying I deserve to win. But I made a pretty egregious blunder. So it's, all of my losses here have been not really a whole lot about me being out-tacticked. I mean, that happens sometimes. And I mean, a lot of my wins are me doing stuff to my opponent. I mean, it's not, if you lose, you lose. And if you win, you win. It's not like, oh, I'm better. But I'm saying, just for me feeling like I belong at a certain rating. Like, I feel like whenever you win a lot of games in a row and hit a certain ELO, sometimes it feels like, am I really supposed to be here, or did I just get lucky over and over? And then I play against a 1600 and I lose really bad, but like, I mean, I made a dumb blunder, but it's not that he was hitting me with things I'd never seen before, you know? It's not like I needed to do a lot before I could hit this rating. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a very weird spot mentally I'm in, because I feel like I just don't really belong where I am with the ELO. And so it's just a big puzzle to think like, okay, am I going to, like, the more I play, is it going to average out to below where I'm at? Is it going to average out to where I'm at? Like, where is my actual skill level on this rating? Because ELO is not just like points, I guess. It's just a way to measure your skill. And so the reason having a high ELO is good is not just because, like, if you just put a 2000 next to my name right now, it doesn't make me any better at chess, you know? Like, if I have the same skills but it has a 2000 next to my name, I'm no better. I'm yapping a lot, sorry. But it just, I don't know. So I feel like having a 1450 by my name is cool. But if I'm not able to play at the 1450 level, what does it mean? Really? Like, it's at the number, you know? I just think it's a cool way to show how much better you've gotten. But if all of that was just 6 lucky wins in a row, what does that mean? So that was a lot of my thought process during these games, and that's the only reason I'm mentioning it, is because I'm trying to walk you through what I was thinking at the time. But, sorry, that was a bit of a long rant, but, yeah, so I was down here. I didn't want to trade. And so he's just defending very well here. Not much that I could really do. He's threatening, like, if I move out of the way, obviously that's mate, so I got to kind of keep this here. For some reason, I traded while I was down. I don't really know what I was doing there. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just getting crushed here. And at that point, I didn't have any... I mean, that I was going for this. I kind of saw that and saw I could defend this, but I didn't think about this because takes. Just didn't see it. And obviously I couldn't get any further because this whole thing is closed off. So I was trying to throw everything away so I could maybe stalemate. I mean, that's the only reason I don't resign, is I'm hoping for a stalemate. And he did that. And it says I abandoned. I didn't just close the app. I don't know. Maybe I was texting my friend and got distracted. Or maybe the movie ended. I don't know. I feel like a jerk now because I didn't mean to abandon the match. But, yeah. I ended up losing... How much... 40 seconds. I don't know. That's kind of embarrassing. I didn't mean to abandon the match. But anyways, that was the last match of the night. I ended on a loss, but ended at 1452 rating. And I think, honestly, I mean, we'll see what happens in the future, but I think this could be where I belong. This could be my actual skill level. I still have a lot left to prove. I mean, I haven't been here long, but I need to study my Queen's Gambit a lot more. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking a peek into my mind, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Oh.